What is going, guys? My name is Coaster Planet here, and today there's been a rumor going on about Knott's Berry Farm in 2 years from now, 2021. So, before we get in depth with the video, please do me a favor and make sure to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more videos. And click the notification button to keep you up to date on my upcoming videos. So, as you know from the title of our video today, well, it's been rumored actually that Knott's Berry Farm is planning to expand their ghost town area 2 years from now, 2021. So the only problem is this is how big the expansion is. So I'm wondering what type of compact coaster could really fit that area. Now, this is the ghost town area. I forgot if I didn't tell you. So, correct me if I'm wrong if this is how big the expansion is, but who knows? Uh, Made a mistake. There's actually a, until up to this building, so I don't know exactly. Okay, let me tell you guys right now that there's actually buildings in this area where they are planning to expand their ghost town. Now, I don't necessarily know exactly what's gonna happen to their buildings. Remember, nothing has not been officially announced yet, but we can possibly see that the removal of these buildings, or they can possibly relocate them somewhere. Probably across the street is what I'm hearing. All these buildings here. So, it's kind of exciting that they're finally expanding the park, but can we know what kind of attractions could they possibly add? But I know that there should be some sort of coaster, or or possibly they can add a few flat rides among the expansion. Not just a coaster itself, but a few flat rides could definitely work. So I say uh the main thing that I want to think about is the coaster that could possibly uh, that they can possibly get. Sorry, I can't talk. So, uh, we have a few options here. So first, we're gonna start a B&M or an intimate hyper. Now, I likely think that this is gonna happen because this might be too big for them to fit in this expansion, but who knows, it might happen. And remember, I made a mistake, so it doesn't have to be the L-shaped layout. It could extend more right here. So apology that I made a mistake there, but it could it could be bigger. So, but I just don't know. It probably more a smaller, compact type of coaster. But I just don't think being a hyper or an intimate hyper would come to Knott's anytime soon. I just don't see it happening. Now, we heard that uh, Calico River Rapids is being worked with Intamin, so I wouldn't be too crazy if they got some type of Intamin coaster. So, could be, but like I said, probably not a big coaster. Probably just compact size. So now I'm thinking of a Intamin launch coaster. But again, it might be a little too big for the expansion, so maybe not a huge layout. But if it's a small, intimate launch coaster, then it's gonna be a too short. So, and then the GP and the coaster enthusiast will explain that it's too short of a ride. So, I don't know. Also a Mac multi-launch. I highly doubt the Mac multi-launch because it takes up a lot of space and I don't think it's gonna fit in with the spot. So probably no to that. And also a family coaster, what I think is possible because it is could be a small footprint, so it doesn't really take up that much space. So I think this is possible. This could possibly happen for the expansion. But yeah, it has to be themed to Ghost Town, of course. And not only the coaster, I forgot to mention on the beginning of the video is that they can possibly add in some new dining areas, uh, maybe new shops and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe a new themed area. Who knows about that? And there's also a walkway from the boardwalk, so you can just go through Ghost Town through there. I forgot to mention about that too. And you can also go through the original Ghost Town if you want to enter this expansion. But there are also, like I forgot to mention that one of these buildings may be the buildings from the maze or haunt. So I don't know what's gonna happen to those. Probably will be removed or relocated somewhere. Who knows? So yeah, as you can see, forgot to mention, as you can see on your right side, there's Ghost Rider. So again, I just gotta be careful, or we just gotta be careful what a kind of coaster it could be for their new expansion because it might affect the coaster. So yeah, and not to mention about affecting the coaster, this will probably affect it because this is also a wooden coaster. So as you can see, the title, it is a GCI, I mean, sorry, a gravity group wooden coaster or some type of small GCI woody. But I don't think this is a good idea because this will affect Ghost Rider, their current wooden roller coaster at the park. But although this would be their second wooden coaster in the park, but again, I don't think Knott's would attempt to add a wooden coaster next to each other. That's because it's just gonna affect the 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 lineup and the view. Well, not really the lineup, but the view itself would really affect the coaster because they're both wood. So yeah. Although Gravity Group would be really fun and the only kind in California, which we don't have a Gravity Group coaster in California, so that would be it. A B&M Dive coaster would uh, be a good choice. I forgot to mention for the Hyper. If it was a B&M Hyper, well, this would be the second B&M coaster at the park. Same thing with this dive coaster. Because remember, Silver Bullet is the only B&M coaster at the park right now. So, if they were to get another B&M coaster, either a B&M Hyper or Dive would be a good choice, and possibly a Wing. So, yeah, those would be good choices. B&M, I mean, RMC Raptor or a T-Rex wouldn't be too bad, but I just probably think that this is uh, unlikely or unlikely, but it could happen. So possibly an RMC Raptor or T-Rex. Well, I heard that many coaster enthusiasts and GP wants an RMC coaster at this park, but I just don't really think it will happen anytime soon. Just cause, they're planning on it won't really fit the expansion spot. So I just don't think so. Then an RMC hybrid coaster. Well, we would want to see this, but it will have to be ground up, unless they want to touch on Ghost Rider, but that won't happen anytime soon. And if they were to RMC Ghost Rider, then I probably don't think they would probably do a ground up RMC hybrid coaster. But who knows? Whatever Knots decides, we'll find out anytime soon. Now, okay, next coaster. Now, the most likely would fit will probably be a Skyline Horizon model, like Title Twister at SeaWorld San Diego. Now, this is more of a small footprint, So I could probably see this happen most likely than a family coaster or a, you know, an intermittent launch coaster. Because those, especially the intermittent launch coaster, it takes up too much space. And plus, they're planning to put in more buildings around over there. So who knows? Unless they remove some of the buildings over there. So I don't know. But, they can always be creative and stuff. So it doesn't have to be exactly that they remove that building over there where you see my mouse. So they can just be really creative. They can try to build something, try to put it over the building or something. Who knows? Now the Horizon model is just a figure eight shape layout, so it doesn't really take up too much space. So if they were to do that, they just have to remove that one building. And this would be the second type, uh, second kind in California, because remember, Tidal Twister. So yeah, and yeah, but we'll have to see how Tidal Twister does. But this would probably also, this would possibly most likely fit for Knott's Berry Farm, just because it's family oriented and it's more of a mild coaster. So that would probably be for their expansion. So, you know. Next coaster is a B&M Wing coaster. Now, like I said to the B&M Hyper and Dive coaster, this will be their second B&M coaster at the park. Now, I'm actually more happier if Knott's were to get a B&M Wing coaster, just because there's no wing coaster in California right now, and plus Gatekeeper is the only B&M wing coaster to be done with Cedar Fair. So this would probably be their second if Knott's were to get a B&M wing coaster. So I'll be actually more uh, excited for this than the Horizon or the other coasters there. So yeah, I'd like to see a B&M wing, but again, it's probably possible that they could do this. And the most likely thing what's gonna happen to Knott's is I think a Skyline Horizon model will come to this park just because it's geared towards more family and it's also a more mild coaster. It's actually called a powered coaster, so yeah, I most likely uh, think that that's what Knott is gonna be receiving for their expansion. Then after the Horizon, maybe a new restaurant, I mean, do or new dining areas and new shops could be around there. So it's gonna be a good expansion. Hopefully, Knots should know what they're doing. So, like I said, this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed this. Comment on what you want to see. What Knots could be receiving for their expansion. What type of coaster? So, other than guys, hope you enjoyed this, and remember to give this video a big thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Uh, Peace out.